right, so I see that everyone's been chatting while I've been made you wait. So thank you for entertaining yourselves while I switched over from my work computer. Yeah, so it's great to see everybody. So hello to Ruthless Crab, Colette, Sabon, Patrick, bonjour to Paul, and then welcome back, Trisha and Brian Sweeney. Hello. Trying to see here. Welcome, Deb. Hello, Deb. Deb B, you've been here before, but I think it's been a couple weeks. And then Lynn, thank you for joining live. Thank you, as always, Susan Greger, for joining live. Thank you. Let's see. And in case Jeff Groves is out there, I am now just remembering to turn my phone into airplane mode. So yeah. Got a few Southern Arizona folks. Oh, Place of Thunder. I didn't know that Huachuca or Achuca meant that. But it would make sense. Those mountains have lots and lots of thunderstorms. That's one of the things I delight in most when I'm down in the Southern Arizona area around Bisbee, is the thunderstorms that you'll get that will come up and over the Huachuca Mountains there. So, oh, hey, Esquin, welcome. And Gabrielle Strong, thank you as always. Yeah, so I think there's an incredibly high likelihood that I'll be your guide on Sunday. So unless otherwise directed, I am planning on being the guide. And so let's see. Clicked something that I didn't expect. So I think I'll be guiding on Sunday, but it's not 100%. It's kind of like a 80-20 thing. I think it depends on the feelers that Jeff had put out for guest hosts, and so that would be Sunday, the 15th of October. And the reason being is Jeff will be coming back from the meditation party retreat in person, and there's some availability left for virtual through Omega, and that's in person in the Rhinebeck area, which I think is like Hudson Valley, I think is the right way to say that. I know when I said where I was going last year, I told somebody that, and they had corrected that I was saying that I was in the wrong area of the state. So I don't know the New York State area very well, to be totally honest. Thank you so much for the 7 likes already. Likes are a great way to let me know that you enjoyed the sit or anything else. So thank you for that. And then just a reminder to folks, if you have carted in off of the information superhighway and you have no idea what's going on, my name is Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach, certified through the Unified Mindfulness, and also a meditation teacher through the Open Heart Project. Although I should note, just on the off chance that Susan Piver or someone is listening or noting, the guidance I offer is not the guidance from the Open Heart Project. The Open Heart Project is Shamatha Vipassana. What I'm offering here is mostly in the Unified Mindfulness techniques. And then I'm a sometimes guest host on the Do Nothing Project and usually the moderator. Well, I'm glad, Deb, that the conflicts have settled out and you could join live. And then last week I did the thing live. I did this live, but I didn't send out a notification to anybody. A week before that, I had left my power supply for my laptop in the wrong city, which is not advisable, just in case anybody's wondering. Not something you generally want to do. Especially when you're planning on trying to work an entire workday and then guided meditation at the end. So yeah, I legitimately don't really know a whole lot of what we're going to do for our meditation tonight. I think in honor of it being hockey season started last night, we will, like the hockey players like to say, they change their lines on the fly. we will potentially have a little bit of a guided meditation theme on the fly. And we'll kind of do that partly in what I hope will be a form that is, you'll catch Jeff doing this, I think, to some degree, of offering up something that would be intuitive for you as a practitioner. So you're sitting and you're sort of acknowledging, as Jeff likes to say, like, what's here already, and then using what's here already or what my state is to kind of pick from like kind of a decision tree of things you could do. I will often lift the ION acronym from the Unified Mindfulness System for how to choose those things. And that's interest, opportunity, necessity. So if something in your experience has become very interesting and is something that you can really soak your attention into, that's a great thing. Kind of lean into that. Maybe there's an opportunity. So there's something's come up and it's not always available. A little bit like interest, but it's maybe from the opportunity perspective, it might not be something you're super interested in, but it's an opportunity for you to work with something. And then other times out of necessity, we would maybe shift to something along the lines of if we can and we're not able to really pay attention, or we want to sit, or we feel resourced enough to sit, but we can't be awake, we open the eyes, use spoken labels. Those are some of the examples of the necessity side of things. And then I say all of that with the reminder of not sitting anymore, or stopping meditation is always an option in those situations too. Pretty much any retreat I've ever been on, I was empowered to leave the meditation hall. So I think that's always something I want to make sure to highlight. Yeah, and I guess that's more words than I planned on saying. So 25 minutes on the clock. If you have any questions, you can put those over in chat. I will put in, if you haven't, so I mentioned I sent out reminders this time, which I didn't do before. And you're like, what are these reminders you speak of? There is an email, like a smallish email list that I've been maintaining now for the last couple months. You can email me at that email, and I'll put you on that list. If you want off of that email list for some reason, email me and I'll take you off of that list. I don't have that automated yet, so you won't see an unsubscribe link in any of the emails that I send out at the moment. Although I'm very close, I think, to picking something to use to manage that list. So the Cuke, gosh, what's his name? David Chadwick, I think his name is. One of the early practitioners in the San Francisco Zen Center, wrote a book called Thank You and Okay. The Cuke archive, the folks there use a particular bit of software that I think is probably what I'm going to end up using. So cool stuff. He's also the editor behind Zen is Right Now and Zen is Right Here, I think, are the two. I'm looking over this way because that's where my Zen book case is, which of course you wouldn't know because it's off the camera. But yeah, Zen is Right Here and Zen is Right Now. So, is there a way to join the meditation if you don't get the email? So the easiest way to get the meditation, or the easiest way to join would be to make sure you have your subscribe and you click the bell, and that will give you notifications. And yeah, so and Paul's pointing out the most reliable thing might be to show up at 8:15 on 8:15 Eastern, and yeah, that's probably the most reliable thing. Yeah, so the reminder, I'm glad that the reminder is helpful, but yeah, I can't promise that I will always send the reminders. If you didn't get the reminder email yesterday and you'd signed up, you might want to check on check your spam folder. And the other thing is to add me as a contact in whatever your preferred email program is. I think that's the normal things for that. But I'm pretty sure I sent it to you too, Lynn, because I think I had checked. So hopefully it was sent. All right, 25 minutes on the clock. We're going to ring the bell and we're going to start. Let's see if I can put that bell. Beginning with where you are right now. So you could be standing, maybe you're walking and listening to this. You could be lying down, or you could be seated, and that could be on a cushion or it could be on a chair. Each of those are available. But I'll focus on the seated posture, really. We just want to be upright without being uptight, without sort of feeling like we have to be rigid and maintaining the posture. It's just sitting in a way, in a sort of natural uprightness. And sometimes you'll hear instructions around the sort of sitting in a way that makes you feel dignified. And so if that resonates for you, that's one option. But just sitting really in a way that allows you to be upright and comfortable. And then checking in just to see if there's any tension. Not that we're trying to shoo away or chase away the tension. We're just checking in. What's here right now? So if you're in Australia, maybe it's the beginning of your day. But if you're in North America, maybe this may be part of your winding down. So you may find tension is there, and just noticing it may relax. And if it doesn't, it's our first opportunity to bring a no big deal attitude. Or to create enough space in our experience for the tension to be here too. And then a few deliberate breaths. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow the breath down. And that slowing down allows us to breathe low into the belly. Slow and low, as the Beastie Boys would say. That's the tempo that we're looking for. And to note, if you have your own practice, you can let me be in the background. So my instructions are sort of equivalent to a barking dog or a rooster or chickens or traffic noise. But just beginning with this notion of kind of sitting and knowing that you're sitting. And as you sit, you may notice something about your experience, something about the environment that you're in. So maybe it's something that's conducive to working with a home base. That's totally fine. So the steadiness of the posture, the rhythm of the breath, or sounds around you. And maybe there's something about the experience of being a body right now that you notice is changing. So maybe it's the temperature of your body shifting and changing. Or the sound of a clock that ticks. Or maybe there's some shifting or changing mental imagery. Each of the changing sensory experiences. And so if there's an aspect of flow, can tune into that and focus just on it. And so if it's the body, you can just focus on that, narrowing to just the body. And if you lose touch with it, you can always go back to a home base. And that would be the body and flow. That would be an example of feel flow. And one more option, then I'll let you explore on your own here. If you have a sound around you that is changing, maybe is enough to kind of hold your interest, you could think of using that as your anchor. And we can note that as hear flow. Or if you're focused just on the flow aspect of that sound, you could just use flow as your mental label. And if I've thrown you a complete curveball, you can always go back to that sense of sitting and knowing that you're sitting. So lots of options, maybe too many. So explore a bit and I'll check in and see how it's going. So if you're feeling like you've gotten into a groove, then don't let me disturb you. But if the sit became a little more complicated than you expected, just seeing if we can pare it down. Maybe that's just reconnecting with the posture, settling back in, resetting, and then moving back to either a home base or something that interests you. And now we have an opportunity to contrast the first part of our sit with letting go of the technique altogether and just allowing ourselves to rest. You can think of it as pedaling up the hill, and now you get to coast on a bicycle or whatever really helps you to release the technique and just be. And again, the idea is that if we notice we're trying to shift and manage our attention, we let go of that. And if you find yourself spontaneously counting your breaths and you let go of that 2 times, and you can realize that the mind just wants to count the breaths. So enjoy the remaining part with no technique. merit generated as we sit together for the benefit of all beings. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for folks that stuck, that were able to stick around, and thank you to everyone who said goodbye as they were leaving. I realize now too, me starting late and then talking a little longer means that we shift everything. So apologies on that for not thinking about the time shift there for folks. So if you any comments or anything, or questions, I can try to offer a response. You're welcome to add those in chat. Thank you as always for everyone that has showed up live, and for the folks that are watching recordings and reaching out. I appreciate that, letting me know how you like it and everything. So that's nice. You can find me also it's Leonard's Coaching on Instagram. That's one other way to get a hold of me. And then it looks like pretty good odds that I'll be your guest host this Sunday. So thanks for that. And yes. Okay. Yes, it is. The clock that you hear ticking is on my side. And it is the clock of my mentor when I was an adjunct instructor. So yeah, I thought I'd mention it. Folks that I guide a meditation at my work, and folks had mentioned it to me that they hear it, and so it's there. It's interesting though. But like Paul said, I don't know that it's always, I don't know if I changed something in the settings, but it has I noticed that it was getting picked up a little bit more. So thank you, Trisha and S. Quinn, and super glad you were able to make it, Deb. But yeah, the clock is oddly comforting to me. Hopefully it is for other people and it's not a super annoyance. I guess if it is an annoyance, then maybe that's an opportunity in the ION acronym to work with that. Maybe. So, all right. Well, thank you again, and have an excellent week. I'll see you either in chat or on screen this Sunday.